All right, hello wine drinking people. Today is Wednesday, the 11th of July, fresh back from vacation, man. I am tanned, rested, and ready. We've got a couple great events going on this week. South African tasting tonight at Cafe Max, which is like 30 people. Who'd have thought for South African wines, but making some great wines down there in South Africa. Most of them did not make it to this shore, but looking forward to that tonight. And then Friday, of course, our Vintage Brunello tasting, which is sold out. Like many of the events here at the store, we only have 15 seats here in the back room that we can do, so very limited number of people. Next week, we've got some great events, all of which I think we still have space for. We've got a Priorat tasting in the store Wednesday night. Priorat wine's very popular among people that like bigger reds, Cabernet Sauvignons, Bordeaux's, bigger fruity wines, like these Chateauneuf de Papes that we have on the table, the same grape varietals, Grenache and Carignan for the most part. And then we've got a cooking class at Toast of Cuba on Thursday night, and then Friday night, our Penfolds Grange Dinner, an annual event here celebrating the greatest wine made in Australia. So a lot of drinking going on the next couple of, the week and a half here at the Wine Watch, and of course the rest of the month of July. You can check out our calendar of events, and we're approaching our 1,000th posted video here on YouTube. So that is a milestone. You can expect something special to come out about the first part of next week about that. All right, well, the offering we've got for you today is one of the top producers in the Southern Rhone, Domaine de la Janasse. This is a property we have been following for quite some years. Well, they've risen to prominence in the 90s and, well, the last couple of decades. This is Ami started this property in the 1976 and then passed it on to his son Christophe and Isabella in 1991, and these guys have expanded to over 200 acres of vineyard land, and they've got some prized vineyards, some of them 100 years old, as the Viegnes from them has become one of the greatest, most sought-after wines made in Chateauneuf de Papes, 60 to 80-year-old Grenache vines. Well, 3,200 acres planted in the Southern Rhone, and 75% of those are Grenache, so that's the main varietal here, and these guys not only make great Chateauneuf de Papes, but they have got Cotes du Rhones that approach the quality level of many Chateauneuf de Papes here. The Terre d'Argile, one of my favorite single vineyard Cotes du Rhones in the store, the 2009 vintage. Outstanding. Well, you can see the reviews for the last few vintages. I posted Robert Parker's notes in the Wine Advocate here. 2010, he is calling one of the greatest vintages in our lifetime, which I haven't tasted a lot of 2010s. 2009, Robert Parker didn't like quite as much as I did. I think 2009, a very good, outstanding vintage in the Southern Rhone. Very approachable. These 2009s, to me, have got these lovely ripe tannins, just like they do in most other parts of France. And still, you know, wonderful complexity and wonderful freshness. These 2010s are really built for the long haul, though. They have got classic structure, wonderful acidity, and just an incredible core of fruit as well. And then 2008, a very good vintage, a vintage you can find some really nice values. 2007, most of the 2007s we have are sold out, one of the greatest vintages of all times in the Southern Rhone, according to Mr. Robert Parker. And then 2006, another vintage you can find some good values, but we've got wines going back to 2004. That's right, we got 2004 Viegnes on this offering, cheaper than the new release. Well, it didn't get 98 to 100 points, but always one of the greatest wines made in the South, this Viegnes from Domaine de la Janasse. And you can count on it, even in a vintage like 004, outperforming almost everything else. 98 to 100 points again this year. We got 2 cases of this wine, so we have put a bottle limit on it to spread it around a little bit. The Chopin single vineyard Chateauneuf de Papes, 100% Grenache, which is, I don't want to say rare, but somewhat rare. There are not a lot of people that do no blending at all. The Viegnes is usually 75 to 80% Grenache. It doesn't say on this offering. 60 to 100-year-old vineyards, and then Mourvedre, Syrah, and Cinsault make up the rest. There are 13 different grape varietals that you can put into Chateauneuf de Papes, but most people do not use all 13 anymore. You know, the white wines at Janasse are fantastic. You get a look at the 2011 vintage here. We've got a white Cotes du Rhone on this offering. And then we've got a Viognier VDP, Vin de Pays, which Domaine de Janasse also has some property in the Vin de Pays. Some fabulous wines there, a Merlot and Syrah-based wine we've had in the store for years that is just fantastic. Well, check it out. Everything we've got on this offering from this outstanding producer going all the way back to 2004. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying, remember, always drink the good stuff first.